All right, I'm back in the portal. Let me see something, man. Let me see something. You understand me? Hold up. Hold up. Let me see something. Yeah, okay, we good. Let's get it. Let's jump in. Let's go.
Heart full of rust, didn't know my name, but he still said trust. Ran for your time on my car, part-time Alpha Omega, rolled every lifeline. They say
Back
the
in the
cloud when the
portal,
flesh is
man.
fading. Grass gets cut, every crime dedicated to my king stay same through the flood, through flame. Yahweh never retire his name. I was deep in the night trying to hide my shame. He spoke light, every chain got a shame. When I say most high, he can't fall down. Throne so firm and can't break, can't drown.
God is eternal. He can't perish, can't vanish. From the dust to the dawn, he's reigning. He is so powerful, mighty, standing. He is so powerful, mighty.
Welcome to the portal, man. Hey.
Rose on the third, yeah, my Lord still good. That took game, but it lost that war. Stone got rolled, he walked out that door. Humans faded, every hero go weak, but his voice still roar when the prophets speak from Lagos. Rain to the London grave, same strong hand still bow my way. He's full world didn't break a sweat. Star by star, every sun he set. Hell can't boast, green can't brag. Lion of Judah never drop that flag.
God is eternal. He can perish, can vanish. From the dust to the dawn, he's reigning. He is so powerful, mighty, standing. He is so powerful, mighty to save. He is so powerful, mighty to save. Words still cut like a blade. You renown, he's anyway. You are
Okay, man. Hold up, man. I'm back in the portal again. You understand me? First off, gotta give all praise and glory to Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Yahweh is the true name of the living God of Israel. His name means he who exists. Yahweh Shai is the true name of the one that everyone ignorantly called Jesus. Reason is because the letter J was created in 1524. The Bible, which is the correct and proper holy book, is way older than 1524. So we know his name couldn't have been Jesus. And the proper way that you say it is Yahweh Shai, right? And it means he who saves. Rakakwadash is the proper way that you say Holy Spirit in the ancient language, which is the Paleo-Hebrew. And Bahashem is the proper way that you say in the name in the ancient language, which is the Paleo-Hebrew. You understand me? Second and foremost, I have to pay homage to all the great men who came before me in your previous lifetimes, right? Through and doing the reincarnation process, doing the same thing that I am doing for you today, right? All of the great kings, the great prophets, all of the great seers and priests, right? Who came before me, blessing you guys like I'm blessing you right now in your modern day lifetime with this game. You understand me? Yeah, man. Back in the portal again. You feel me? It's a beautiful thing, man, to be back in the portal. I didn't think I was gonna jump in, but you know how things go. You feel me? I had to jump in, and man, today, you know, yesterday I talked about purity, so today, you know, I'm a kind of follow up on it, and we're gonna talk about obedience. Okay, obedience has always been and will always be better than sacrifice, right? One of the main characters in the Bible, right? You know that exemplified that for us, right? That God used to exemplify that for us and show us was Abraham, right? When the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai spoke to Abraham and told him, you know, to sacrifice his son, right? His only son, you know, Isaac, right? He didn't want to do it, right? You know, but it wasn't about the sacrifice. See, a lot of people are focused on, oh, you know, God wanted him to sacrifice his son. It wasn't about the sacrifice. It was the fact that just to test and see if Abraham was going to be obedient to what he told him to do. Okay, and you know, you have to be in a pure state of mind, right? And understand stewardship. Understand that none of this shit belong to you, right? Abraham understood that Isaac didn't belong to him. Isaac belonged to the Lord. So if the Lord rendered him and wanted him back, then that's what it was, right? But a lot of us, you know, when your mind is cloudy, right, and you're misjudging things, right, you tend to think that shit belongs to you. You tend to think that this life, even your own life, belongs to you, right? And it doesn't go that way, and it's not that way, right? But we're gonna I got some clips I want to play. You understand me? You feel me? As always, right? The bless the game, right? I hope you guys can hear, you know, these videos well. I'm not in my other setup. My vehicle is down right now, so you know, I'm just making it do what it do. You know what I'm saying? With what I have at this moment of time. You know, so I hope you guys are able to, you know, hear the music and hear the videos. You know what I'm saying? If not, just bear with me. You feel me? You know, that's why I'm doing these lessons, because once again, I feel like I am living my lessons out. You know, semen retention, man, is a very real thing. I gotta say that. You know, relapsing on semen retention is a very real thing, right? You know, this time around here, bro, it's different for me. You know, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, you know, the last little chick I smashed on, you feel me? You know, little mama basically told me, you know, like, you know, I gotta leave you alone, you know, cause I'm not, you know, I'm not getting the attention in so many words, you feel me? So, you know, I laughed at the shit because I was like, I already knew that. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? I was like, I already knew that. I knew that was coming, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't nothing major, nothing like that, you feel me? You know, but what I did respond back with was mine is mine. You know what I'm saying? You know, what's mine is mine. Like, I don't give a fuck, you know, where you go, who you with. You understand me? How long I might don't talk. What's mine is mine. You understand me? You know, I'm a king of the Most High. So, you know, yeah, what's mine is mine. You feel me? And what, you know, and the thing is, like I told her and explained to her, like, say, little mama, like, you didn't meet me and I didn't meet you. You understand me? Every moment, you know, understand me, from the time I, you know, laid eyes on you, that I spoke with you and you spoke with me. It was a divine moment. You feel me? You understand me? So, you know, and I look at every you know, interaction with every woman that I come across like that, and it's always divine. You understand me? And not just women, but people in general. You understand me? It's always divine. You know, but yeah, man, you know, semen retention and relapsing is a very real thing, you know, and I'm gonna say this, relapsing isn't bad. You know, you just gotta go through the, you know, the bullshit that come with it. And the bullshit ain't really bad, because it's really just gonna redirect you and make you get back on your motherfucking shit. You understand me? It's gonna open your eyes up and make you see what the fuck time it is. You understand me? There's more shit I could talk about on that tip, but you know, we gonna get into these videos, right? Because this is the most important thing of it all, right? Obedience, right? Purity and obedience, right? Let's get it.
God has called us to be living sacrifices, not to always make sacrifices. The Bible says in 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 22, does the Lord delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as much as in obeying the Lord?
Come on.
To obey is better than sacrifice.
Come on.
And to take heed is better than the fat of rams. For rebellion is like the sin of divination, and arrogance like the evil of idolatry. But because you have rejected the word of the Lord, he has rejected you as king. So God is calling us to be obedient. That's the true sacrifice.
Come on.
Being a living sacrifice is all about living according to the word of God. It's not about making sacrifices. It's not about sowing large seeds. It's not about all those things. Those wide principles that seem like a sacrifice, like praying for a long time, fasting, living pure. That has nothing to do with so that $100,000 seed for this, for marriage, doctrines of demons.
Right. Come on, King. Hold on, let me pause there. And a lot of people got that confused, right? The Most High don't give a fuck about how much money you done gave in church today. The Most High don't give a fuck about how many people you done helped out this week. No. What is your motherfucking life like? How you living? See, that's the real scope on how we supposed to be observing this shit. How you moving out here? You understand me? What's your discipline like? You feel me? You understand me? What you thought, because you put some money in church today, that made up for you slacking in your motherfucking lifestyle? What you thought, because you helped somebody today, or you helped somebody this week, or you helped somebody this month, that was going to make up for the bullshit that you've been living and the way that you've been living? Hell nah. Hell nah. Right? Obedience is better than sacrifice. Let's get the next clip.
Build a boat in the desert.
He told Moses to confront a king, and he stuttered. He told Gideon to fight an army with 300 men. Obedience has never made sense to spectators. Think about Noah for a second. There was no rain in the forecast, no flood in sight. Just a man in the middle of dry land building something massive that nobody asked for and everybody laughed at. For years, not days, years. His neighbors thought he lost his mind. His community thought he was delusional. Every single day he woke up and kept building something that had no evidence of being necessary, but it was the only thing that mattered. Moses stood in front of the most powerful man on earth at the time and couldn't get one sentence out clean. God didn't give him eloquence. He gave him air. He didn't fix the weakness. Or through it. Because the assignment was never about Moses being qualified. It was about Moses being obedient. Gideon had 30,000 soldiers. God said, oh, too many. That's 300. That's strategy. That's insanity. God wasn't building a case study. He was building a testimony. Because when you win with 300, nobody can say it was you.
Right.
Everybody knows it was him.
Come on.
He didn't need enough. He needed to be obedient. And that's the part that messes people up.
That's powerful.
Instructions will never make sense to people who were never a part of the assignment.
Come on.
They'll call you crazy. They'll call you delusional.
They'll call you reckless. They'll say you're wasting your time.
They're spectators. They don't have your blueprint. They don't hear what you hear. They don't have your skill set. They don't have your vision.
They're judging your obedience with their life.
Oh,
Their vision.
come on.
And those two things have never spoken the same language.
At all.
Simon and people who weren't given the blueprint. Noah didn't owe his neighbors an explanation. He owed God builders in silence, in the desert, in the doubt. When the rain comes, and the same people who laughed at you, you'll be knocking.
Right.
Let's not
let me pause it right there. And he's exactly correct, right? If you guys were able to hear the video, I hope you were able to hear the video. If you didn't, the words are on the screen. You can read it, right? But yeah, man, motherfuckers gonna laugh at you, man, when you trying to, exercise period. Right? When you trying to exercise a disciplined life, yeah, motherfuckers gonna talk about you. Yeah, you gonna become goody two shoes, right? Yeah, you gonna be out your motherfucking mind. You understand me? Yeah, you gonna be over religious. You understand me? Yeah, you gonna be all that. You feel me? You know, but at the end of the day, they not the ones that decide you. Okay? You know, and it's not about, how the Most High, man, at times where the Most High just want things to be a testimony. Right? He want his power to flex through your life. When people see you, he don't want them to see, oh, she doing her thing. Oh, he popping it off. He balling. Nah, that ain't what the Most High want to see. The Most High want when people look at you, he want people to see, God written all over his life. God written all over her life. Right? You understand me? Some of y'all got beautiful testimonies. Some of y'all wouldn't even be, listening to me. A lot of y'all supposed to be dead right now. Dead right now. Right? Numerous of times. Right? Numerous of motherfucking times, man. You feel me? That alone allows us to know and see that the Most High is the reason why, you here. You feel me? And me included. You understand me? Let's get this next clip. Let's go. Let's get this next clip, man.
Later on. Sometimes God tells you to do something, and obeying him doesn't mean happiness.
Right.
You can obey him and cry doing it. How many times have your parents asked you to do the dishes and you got in there pissed off?
Come on.
Derek, do the dishes. And you in there, can't stand my mama. I can't stand my mama. I can't believe she ain't got me in here doing these dishes. What? Nothing. What did you say, boy? Nothing. You doing the dishes, man, but you doing them. Why? Obedience is better than sacrifice.
Come
on.
on.
When I got to Texas, I came to Texas. I didn't like Texas.
Right.
But God told me to come here.
Come
so
on.
what I'm gonna do? Where you go, I will follow. I don't have to like it, but I do have to obey.
Come on.
We got to stop telling people and promising people that following the will of God will always make you happy. We still.
Come on, hold up. Let me, but yeah, that's exactly what it was, man. Like, pull the lesson up. Yeah, man, following the Most High is not gonna be happy. You gonna go through some shit. Especially if you one of the elect, if you one of the chosen ones. You know what I'm saying? Male or female. Yeah, you gonna go through some shit. No, you cannot live the way every fucking body else live. I'm sorry to tell you this. Okay? You can try. Be my guest and go knock your motherfucking self out. But I promise you, you gonna get an ass whipping out this motherfucking world, right? You gonna get humbled up quick. Okay? And he only doing it because he love you. Sometimes he put you through situations and you ain't even did nothing. Why? Sometimes you gotta pay for things you done did in your previous life, but he only doing it. Why? Because it's still a teaching moment. It's a teaching lesson. Okay? Sometimes and it ain't even gotta be, you know, something that you did in your previous life at times. Sometimes it just be, look, I think you need to be tweaked up on your humbleness, on your patience, on your faith. Right? You understand me? At this very moment, man, I'm carless. Have no whip. You feel me? That was my livelihood. But I'm still here. I'm still able to eat. I'm still able to take a shower. I'm still able to, you know what I'm saying, move around and you know, especially even, I didn't even know I was going to do this lesson. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't, at this moment right now, my life is so, like, it's compared to my other previous lessons. Like, I feel like these lessons that I'm currently doing in this moment of time in my life, I think they're going to be some of the most powerful lessons that I'm doing because I actually get a chance to really just see that I don't control shit. Okay? I don't control shit. You know, I don't control nothing. Okay? I feel like that's why these lessons are going to be very, very powerful, because if it's one thing that I want to drive home to you guys is that, right? Regardless of what everybody else feel or what they may say, right? Because I know it's a lot of people out here that believe in free will. I'm sorry, if you come over here to my lane, I'm going to let you know off the gate that's not real, okay? Your thought process, what you say, how you move, and the way you move, that was already predestinated, okay? All right? It's easy to get distracted by this realm of this world, right? To think otherwise, okay? But we're going to get into the lesson. We're going to get into the lesson, man. Let's go. Let's go, man. I think these are some of the strongest lessons, man, I think I'm doing right now. I thought my other ones were... You know, but these right here, man, is something serious. Let's get it on. The test after the blessing, right? Obedience, right? Because that's what it all means, obedience, bro. Right? Man, if y'all only knew the moments, man, I done went out on God. I done screamed to him, I don't know what the fuck you doing. Why are you doing this to me? What have I done? I do lessons every day. What's going on? Why are you fucking with me? Right? You understand me? You know, you understand? Like, yeah, you gotta understand. Yeah, you gonna go through modes like this, man. Man, God, I ain't smoking. I ain't doing nothing. Like, why are you picking with me? Like, what's up? What's going on? Right? Man, why you got these people right here treating me like they treating me? Like, what's going on? Right? Even though I know the semen retention shit, I know how to relapse and go and everything. And it's going on. There are 3 stages to spiritual preparation. Purity prepares you, stewardship teaches you to manage it, obedience proves you're ready to carry it. Purity cleans the vessel, right? You gotta clean up yourself. You know, it's a lot of lessons, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you guys that, you know, and those lessons are still, that's let you know that I'm not in control. It was a lot of lessons that, my previous lessons, man, I was smoking cigarettes on, right? But in those moments that I was doing those lessons, I never was smoking a cigarette. I wouldn't even eat before I give those lessons, right? That's why they would be still powerful like the way that they are. You understand me? But after a while, they went to convicting me. After a while, my listeners went to convicting me and was like, hey, what you gonna do? You cannot be teaching and preaching something that you're not walking in, right? That's why I know these lessons here are going to hit harder, okay? Let's get it. Stewardship teaches you not to waste what Yahweh places in your hands, right? But obedience answers the final question. When Yahweh tells you what to do, will you actually do it? That's the main question. See, I didn't know that I was gonna come here, you know, to the park, you know, understand me, where I'm at, but right now it feels like I'm in the heavens. Like if I wouldn't have said that, a lot of you guys probably would have thought that I'm really in the heavens. You feel me? And I'm gonna be honest, I am, right? But I didn't know that, right? But I obeyed it, right? I obeyed it. You could pray, you could fast, you could practice semen retention, you could stop smoking, you could separate yourself from lust. But the ultimate test isn't what you stop doing. The ultimate test is, will you obey? Come on now. Come on, man. Come on, man. Will you obey? Right? Obedience is better than sacrifice. 1 Samuel 15:22. Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of the rams, right? Saul wanted to sacrifice to Yahweh, but he didn't fully obey what Yahweh commanded. That's a warning. You can sacrifice sex, but still disobey. You can retain semen, but still entertain lust. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Look, it's a lot of dudes out here that's retaining, right? But still watching porn. Right? Still getting on the Instagram watching these hoes bounce their ass. Right? You know, and I'm a living testimony to it. I'm with you guys. I understand when that urge hit. I understand them thoughts that sneak up in your motherfucking mind of your porn star, of your favorite porn star. She go to playing in your mind. Them demons go to playing in your mind. I understand. I get it. I get it. You go to, for some reason, a thought pop in your mind of one of your exes and you knocking her down. I get it. I get it. Over time, you go to meet women who just all of a sudden just want to talk sexual to you, and now you thinking thoughts. I get it. I understand, right? But eventually, right, even though you're retaining, even though you're glowing, right, you're still not fully practicing semen retention to its fullest, okay? You can fast but still refuse correction, correct? Correct, all right? You could pray Psalm 91 but deliberately walk into danger. Come on, man. The Lord say, man, no, you don't tempt him, right? But a lot of us do, right? A lot of us do, right? At different times of our life, man, a lot of us tempt the Lord so hard that we say things like, oh, I got faith in the Lord, he gonna come through, but not using wisdom in the actions that we taking, right? Okay. Because we want to do some shit that we want to do, hoping that the Lord is in favor of it, and what we want to do is in his will at that moment of time, right? Yahweh isn't only looking at what you're giving up, he's looking at whether you're listening. That's all he's looking at. That's what he's looking at, right? Let's get the next one. Purity prepares you. Matthew 5:8. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God, right? The pure in the word heart means la'ab in the Greek, which means mind. So blessed are the pure in their mind, for they shall see God. Yeah, you and your mind ain't on all the foolishness out here, man. You know, your mind hasn't been saturated with the fucked up ass music that's out here, right? Your mind hasn't been saturated, right, with the fucked up images that they flash to us every day, all day long in the United States of America, right? You understand me? Purity affects your vision. That's what it does, right? That's what it does. When you constantly feed lust, pornography, anger, drugs, cigarettes, sexual fantasy, or destructive relationships, your spiritual perception can become clouded. That's exactly what the fuck happens. That's exactly what happens. And it makes your semen retention streak harder, right? That's why semen retention and purity must go together, right? Retention without purity can become nothing more than physical restraint. That's all it is. That's all it is. If you don't include purity on your semen retention streak, you're doing it in vain. You're doing it in vain, and eventually you're going to expose yourself. How you going to expose yourself? Because you're going to find yourself jacking off to one of them videos. You're going to find yourself calling up your little spoogie. You understand me? Knocking her off. Right? It happens. Right? It happens. You understand me? It happens. You done built up that energy. You elevated. She coming around you. It happens. It's divine nature, right? But that's one of the main reasons is because your mind really wasn't on no pure shit anyway, right? But it take a couple of times for you to go through the process, you know. And I'm gonna be real, bro. It's a lifestyle. This ain't even a process. It's a lifestyle, right? You know. A man can retain the seed while his mind is full of lust. Yes, you can. I'm a living witness to it. I'm not going to, man, look, most of these things that I'm speaking on, this is, I done did this shit enough to be able to come to you guys and let you guys know, yeah, I've done that. Nigga, I done retained my seed and still got in my mind about, man, you know what, if I'm going to go over here by little mama, yeah, but if anything pop off, I ain't going to lie, I'm going to knock that pussy down, yeah. You feel me? It's the real. Job 31:1, I made a covenant with my eyes, right? Job understood that purity begins before the act, right? You don't just control what leaves your body, you control what you allow into your mind. Semen retention should therefore become a part of a larger discipline. Control the body, guard the eyes, purify the mind, submit the spirit. Right? Let me say that again. Control the body, guard the eyes, purify the mind, and submit the spirit. That's what we supposed to be on. That's what we supposed to be on. Alright? And I know it's hard out here in America for us to guard our eyes. Right? You know, as men, I know it is. Right? That's why, like I said on my previous lesson, that's why I think the Most High bless us the way He bless us when we are practicing semen retention. Because He know out of all the men in the world, we get it the hardest. Because we living inside of a fucked up ass society that has allowed women to basically be witches freely. Okay? Right? I showed a video yesterday of little mama saying that she don't like to come outside without her lace front on and her wig on. That's witchcraft. Right? That's witchcraft. So a lot of times you ain't even, you the bitch you think you attracted to, you not really attracted to her, you under a spell. Okay? Let's get the next one. Stewardship teaches you to manage it. Luke 16:10. He that is faithful in that which is least is faithful also in much. Yeah, sometimes the Most High take everything you got just to see how you gonna react. Right? Just to see how you gonna move. Are you still gonna be grateful in the times that you have nothing? In the times where everybody turn their back on you? In the times when motherfuckers tell you no? Right? And they're not just telling you no, but they telling you no in your lowest point. Right? One of your lowest points. Okay? Are you still gonna be respectful to the Most High God and still be grateful to Him and tell Him thank you? Right? Let's continue. If Yahweh gives you money, a vehicle, an opportunity, a relationship, a gift, time, and influence, what will you do with it? Right? Because you're a steward over those things. It don't belong to you in the first motherfucking place. Right? It don't belong to you. You just a steward. Okay? A blessing is also a responsibility. If you cannot manage the small thing, the bigger thing will destroy you. Thanks. Right now, that live in apartments and be like, man, I just want the Lord to bless me with a house. But you walk inside their motherfucking apartment, you looking around, you like, well, if God bless you with a house, is your house gonna look like your motherfucking apartment look? Right? I know people with cars right now, bro, that don't check the oil, the water, none of that shit. But talking about they want another car. Right? You gotta be mindful of these things, man. You understand me? You feel me? I know motherfuckers right now, bro, that just, have lost it all. Had it all, lost it all. Right? And are in a situation where they're like, shit, fuck it all. Even God. Right? You really wasn't a steward anyway. That's what it comes down to. You didn't realize that you was only a steward. Right? That's why stewardship comes before greater increase, right? You gotta tap into that spirit, right? He will take everything away from you just to make you realize it did not belong to you in the first motherfucking place, right? It did not belong to you in the motherfucking first place. So you better be grateful and better be appreciative and be mindful of what you have and do right by it while it's in your possession. Because just like it's in your possession right now, it can be gone the next second. Okay? And when it's gone the next second, that ain't for you to just trip over and crawl over and bitch over and all that, even though that's human emotion. Right? It's human emotion. But at the same time, the real of us that understands this, the stoic ones of us, right, that understands this principle, we understand and know, shit, if he gave me that, he'll give me more. And he took it for a reason. He just didn't take it for nothing. He took it for a reason. You understand me? Let's continue. Obedience proves you're ready to carry it, right? Abraham was told, Genesis 12:1, get thee out of thy country. He didn't receive the whole map. He received the next instruction. Noah built before the rain. Genesis 6:22. And let me go back to Abraham right quick, man, because Abraham, when God told Abraham to move, I understand it. I come from Louisiana. I came to Texas. That's why I played that last clip I played. Right? I didn't know what the fuck I was coming here for. And when I was in Louisiana, there's no way that I would have been able to tell anybody that, when I go to Texas, I'm going to be doing videos called portal lessons. And there's no way I could have told anybody that. If I would have stayed in Louisiana, there's no way I probably wouldn't even tapped into that. Okay? But it was spoke to my spirit, leave. Leave. Get out of here. Right? One thing also this situation is teaching me more and more of in this current situation that I'm currently in is that one thing I'm really trying to be more mindful of is following the spirit, right? Listening to the spirit, right? And we're gonna get into that later in the lesson. It's gonna come up. Let's continue. Genesis 6:22. Thus did Noah according to all that God commanded him, right? Joseph ran from sexual temptation. Genesis 39:12. And he left his garment in her hand and fled. Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself. Mary surrendered to her assignment, right? 138. Behold, the handmaid of the Lord, be it unto me according to thy word. Different people, different circumstances, same principle. They obey. That's all he's looking for. That's what the Lord is looking for. He's looking for obedient ones. Okay? God don't give a fuck about how much you give. God don't give a fuck about how much you have done for others. No, have you followed my word? What is your lifestyle like? Are you trying? Let's get it. Let's get the next point. Sometimes obedience is no. Yes, sometimes obedience is no. Joseph said no to temptation. Daniel said no to defilement. The three Hebrew men, right? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, right? They said no to idolatry. Sometimes your next blessing begins with no more cigarettes, no more weed, no more pornography, no more casual sex, no more returning to where Yahweh delivered you from. Your flesh says just one more time. The spirit says you already know better. That's the test. Sometimes no means, you know, I overspend when I get on Amazon, when I get on Temu, right? When I get on eBay, I be overspending. Sometimes you got to tell yourself no, right? Because that money that you got in your possession, that's not your money, that's God money. You just a steward over it. Okay? All right? Sometimes we just have to tell ourselves no. The righteous ones of us, the ones of us who's trying to be disciplined out here, man, that we understand that principle, man. No is powerful when you're using it correctly. Right? You know you overweight and you trying to lose weight, you gonna have to tell yourself no when it come down to fast food, when it come down to eating at certain times of the day. Okay? Right? Let's get it. Sometimes obedience is yes, right? You know, King Solomon said it best, man. You got to know what time you living in, right? That's why you make your yay and your nay, right? Let's get it. Abraham said yes, Noah said yes, Mary said yes, Elijah said yes. Obedience isn't simply avoiding evil. No, it's not. It's responding when Yahweh says go, wait, leave, stay, speak, be silent. You don't always get the entire explanation. Sometimes you only get the next step, right? Sirach 2:2, KJV, right? The Apocrypha. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure and make not haste in time of trouble. Don't abandon the instructions and because the result hasn't happened or hasn't appeared yet, right? Let me read that again. Don't abandon the instruction because the result hasn't appeared yet. Yeah, that's simple, right? Simple. Motherfuckers give up, they go to working out, they give up because their body is not shaping up the way that they want it in the time frame that they want it to happen. Right? Motherfuckers quit jobs because they're not making the money in the timely fashion that they feel like they supposed to be making the money. Or the type of money that they feel like they supposed to be making. Right? Besides taking the money that they're making and making the best out of it. Okay? Right? You understand me? Nipsey Hussle always said it best, man. This a marathon. All money in. You feel me? It's a marathon. You know? And every marathon, man, you gotta endure. You gotta persevere. Right? You gotta pace yourself. Right? Obeying the spirit, right? We must also understand that every thought is in the spirit, right? Correct. Right? Isaiah 8:20, to the law and to the testimony. The spirit will not lead you to contrary to Yahweh's word. No, it ain't gonna do that. So test what you're hearing. Does it produce righteousness? Does it agree with scripture? Does it require self-control? Does it bring you closer to Yahweh? Or is it simply your flesh wanting something, right? These are when you become conscious, when you on your discipline hype, right? When you trying to, exercise purity within your life, these are very important questions you're gonna have to ask yourself. Right? Before you go into certain environments, before you go around certain people, these are certain questions that you're gonna have to ask yourself. Right? Let's get it. Galatians 5:22 through 23. The fruit of the Spirit includes love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, and temperance. Temperance means self-control. That's where purity, retention, and obedience meet. Right? That's why women gonna be drawn to you, man, because it's a level of self-control. Right? It's not just the glow. Right? Even though the glow attracts them. It's not just the glow. It's the level of self-control, right? Dwelling, not just reciting, right? Psalm 91, right? One of my favorites, right? My brother, right? Hopefully a lot of us be a Psalm 91 man in the future, real soon. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Notice, he that dwelleth, right? Psalm 91 isn't merely something you quote when you're afraid. No, it ain't. It's about where you dwell. Where does your mind dwell? Where does your desires dwell? Where do your habits dwell? Where does your trust dwell? Psalm 91:9, because thou hast made the Lord thy habitation, right? If Yahweh is your habitation, you can't continually choose the places and behaviors he's telling you to leave. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's something I had to face, right? That's something I had to face, right? Look, a cigarette didn't belong in the habitation of the Lord. I'm sorry. A blunt didn't belong in the habitation of the Lord. I'm sorry. You feel me? You understand me? Toxic people didn't belong in the habitation of the Lord, right? I can't be over there. What the script say, man? You can't entertain devils, man. Right? You can't eat from the table of the Lord and go eat from the table of devils, man. You feel me? Purity. Right? And let's remember, right? Matthew 4:7. Thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. There you go. There you go. You feel me? And the only reason why a lot of us, man, we get in that mode or the tempted mode is because, for the simple fact, we still be trying to fit in, right? Sometimes, man, discipline causes us to become so isolated and away from people, right? Because we living in a society of motherfuckers that's not disciplined at all, not trying to practice discipline at all. So you one out of millions, right? So you'll become isolated. That's why you are holy, right? You are separated. That's what the word holy means, separated. And after a while, something inside of you feel like, man, I'm missing something. I'm missing something. I know it. I'm a real one. I ain't gonna lie to you. I know that feeling. I'm missing something, right? You gotta battle that. Psalm 91 is not permission to be reckless. No, it's not. Protection doesn't replace obedience. Not at all. Right? Not at all. And a lot of women gonna learn that real soon. Right? A lot of women are about to learn that. Right? They are. You don't deliberately walk into the fire and demand Psalm 91 protects you. Right? You can't just stupidly and foolishly, go off into the fire and say, oh, I'm protected by the Most High God. Well, okay. Well, if you really are, then why did you make a foolish decision to go do some dumbass shit? Right? That's not the spirit of the Lord. Right? The spirit of the Lord and the protection that comes with it is supposed to have spoke to you and told you don't go entertain that dumbass shit. Don't go out there and fuck with that shit. Right? You dwell with Yahweh and follow his direction. Come on, man. Let's get the next one. Isaiah 4:1, where order breaks down, right? Because that's what's about to happen. Order is about to break down. Right? Trump steady posting these motherfucking World War II memes. Right? He's letting everybody know I'm coming with the draft. Right? Okay. Even though everybody around you seem like they in party mode, right? This is not party time. Right? Gas is steady shooting up. Right? Food is steady increasing. Right? Jobs are steady losing. Right? We're losing jobs out here by the boatloads. Right? Okay, we are living inside of a third world society inside of the United States of America. As if you have it. I don't know if you guys have caught the memo yet, but I'm here to let you know. Okay. Homelessness is on the rise. Okay. You're going to see more hungry people and more angrier people. Okay. We are witnessing the breakdown of the society. Okay. Let's get it. Isaiah 4:1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, right? Saying we will eat our own bread, wear our own clothes, right? Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach, right? Their reproach is their shame, right? Because these women, right, they wanted to live an independent life, right? Even though they knew that they needed you as a man. right? They just didn't want to be under the control of a man, right? They didn't want to live their true purpose as a woman, right? Okay. This verse describes a prophetic period of disorder and consequences. The deeper lesson is order, identity, responsibility, and consequences. When people reject Yahweh's order, disorder follows, right? Correct. The same thing happens personally, right? And it does, right? When our women, disrespect us, yeah, bitch, you about to fall. Same way with us with God, right? You can have sex without covenant, freedom without discipline, money without stewardship, knowledge without wisdom, spirituality without obedience. Eventually, the contradiction produces what? Consequences. That's why purity matters. That's why stewardship matters. That's why obedience matters. Correct. Correct. Let's get the next one, the Apocrypha. The test will come. Sirach 2:1, right? My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Like the brother was saying in the video, man, a lot of people think, bro, with your substances, just because you calling yourself that you want to follow the Lord, you think this shit's just supposed to get easy for you. I hate to tell you, my guy, it's not. This shit gonna get harder and harder. There are spiritual entities, negative, demonic spiritual entities that are very fucking pissed with you. Because you chose to go the other motherfucking way. Now, purity is a protection, but these entities are still fucking pissed with you. Okay? They murmur amongst themselves every day about you. This bitch ass nigga right here. Oh, he done stopped smoking. Oh, he done stopped hanging around this nigga right here. What type of bitch he like? We know what type of bitch he like. They'll send bitches at you. All type of conversations that you'll go around. You listening to the conversation like, man, why he talking about that at this moment of time? Why such and such came out around this time right here and just started smoking a cigarette? That's not them. Why this person right here? Why when I hit the block right here, all of a sudden this motherfucker right here come and hit the block, but they smoking a blunt? That's not them. You gotta go put it in flesh. Alright, we talked about spiritual yesterday. Okay. Alright. And it's the Lord that's allowing these demonic entities to do what they're doing to test you. Right? Just to see if you're really serious and real about what you're doing. It says prepare for the test. Right? You quit smoking and temptation comes, right? You begin retaining, then lust comes. You start getting disciplined, then your old environment calls. You begin changing, then people from your past appear. You start walking towards your blessing, then the flesh tries to pull you backward. That's not necessarily proof you're failing. It may be proof you're being tested, right? Right. That's exactly what it is. You're being tested, right? And I'm the first to admit, man, that pressure get real. It do. It get real. That pressure get motherfucking real. Right? Sometimes the Lord will send a little bitch at you, let you go ahead and relapse, and bam. Next thing you know, why? Because just like with Job, right? Job had to relapse. Why then? Knock him down. Right. Now I'm about to put you through this test mode. I already know I'm going to humble you up through the process, but I got to put you through this test mode. Okay? Man don't know his goings. Okay? Every bitch you ever done fucked in your life, you did not know that you was gonna fuck her. Okay? You did not know. That's why niggas be talking about, man, I got game. You ain't got shit. A real player know that. Right? A real player move in the aspect of the Lord, everything I got, the Lord sent it to me. Right? This is the real thought process of real pimps. Right? Any bitch I got, the Lord sent it to me. So if I lose her, guess what? He'll send me more. Okay? You understand me? That's real game. Let's get the next one, the prophetic picture, right? Imagine Yahweh has prepared something for you, but there's a narrow road between where you are and where you're going, right? You ask, what's waiting for me? The Spirit says walk. You ask how long? Walk. What happens next? Walk. Who's coming with me? Walk. And eventually you realize the blessing wasn't the first test, your obedience was. And I just went through that. Right? I walked from, I walked from one end, from where I was at, way to the other end. Right? Didn't know why. Right? Didn't even know I was about to be given this lesson. Okay? Let's continue. The 3 lessons, right? Purity prepares you. Clean the vessel. Guard your eyes. Control your flesh. Practice purity. Let semen retention become discipline, not an idol. Right? Stewardship teaches you to manage it. Right? Manage your body. Manage your money. Manage your time. Manage your opportunities. Manage what Yahweh puts in your hands. Right? Why? Because it don't belong to you. You're just a steward over it. Right? You just here to manage it. Right? Don't not trick your motherfucking mind and make you think that this shit belong to you. Sometimes you can get too attached to something. Okay? It don't belong to you. That go for lovers, cars, houses, apartments, whatever. Give a fuck what it is. Children, family, I don't give a fuck what it is. It don't belong to you. Okay? Obedience proves you're ready to carry it, okay? When the Spirit says go, go. When he says wait, wait. When he says leave, leave. When he says stay, stay. When he says no, say no. When he says yes, say yes. Okay? Okay? Walking by the Spirit, man, you just, you're not looking at a rejection as, oh damn, they don't want to fuck with me. No, you looking at it as, okay, well, God say, at this moment in time, God saying no, so that's what it is. Right? Person tell you, I can't do this for you. Well, you know what? God, it's a reason why God put it on their spirit to tell me no at this moment in time. Right? Okay? All right, this is walking by the Spirit, bro. Wherever you go, you going there. Well, God want me here at this moment of time. Okay, let's get the final declaration, right? I would not confuse retention with purity. Don't do it. I would not confuse sacrifice with obedience. I would not confuse my flesh with the Spirit. I would test what I hear against the word. I will guard my eyes. I will govern my body. I will steward my blessings. Right? I would not return to where Yahweh delivered me from. I will obey when I understand. Right? I will obey when I don't understand. I will obey when I see the blessing. I will obey before I see the blessing. Psst, come on, man. Because why? Purity prepares you. Stewardship teaches you to manage it. Obedience proves you're ready to carry it. The blessing doesn't prove you're ready. Obedience does. Okay? Obedience does. Right? That's what it's all about, man. Anything you have received in this life, anything you are going to receive in this life, right? Anything you lose in this life, right? You just got to remember it was never yours. Okay? So when you get it, just be a steward over it. Be grateful for it. And be obedient, and do right by it. Right? When you lose it, still be obedient. Right? Don't be too attached to it where you just say, fuck God. Right? Still be obedient. Still live your life as if that thing didn't mean anything to you. Right? Still live your life knowing that the Most High is still going to provide for you regardless of what the situation may be. Yeah, it might look scary on the front end, but on the back end, you still gotta live like, I know I'm gonna be all right. I'm still gonna be good, because you are gonna be good, right? You are gonna be good. Okay. I hope you all have learned something, man. I hope the audio came out great. I didn't know I was gonna get this lesson today. But until I see you guys again in the portal, I ask that Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, bless you guys, man, and bless y'all lives, man. These lessons right here, like I say, I think these are gonna be some of my most powerful lessons. Because I'm actually, in the testing process. So, yeah, I'm a real guy, man. I'm a real person, bro. Like, I ain't like the rest of these YouTubers, you know what I'm saying? I come from a real place, you feel me? And I respect y'all, man, and I love y'all, man, just for tuning in to me. And I hope, these lessons are really blessing y'all lives, man, like it's blessing mine. You feel me? But until I see you guys again in the portal, I ask that Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, keep y'all covered and keep y'all blessed out there, you hear me? And until next time.